Good morning on this Friday morning. I'm going to close out this week's devotion by me asking you a question. Have you ever been afraid of something? Have you ever been fearful? Maybe it was an object like a big dog, or maybe it was a swarm of bees, or maybe it was in the event of a near car accident. Maybe it was almost losing your own life through some other method, but it terrified you. You were fearful at that moment. Well, the scriptures tell us this. For God, this is 2 Timothy 1:7, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear. And that's not the spirit that God's given us, not of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That's the spirit that He has given us. Power, love, and of a sound mind. I'll admit, there's been many times I've been afraid in my life. Very fearful things have happened to me. But I can't say that God gave me that spirit of fear. He gave me power, He gave me love, and He gave me a sound mind. So I need to react to that appropriately. That fear, that thing that's happening to me. A friend of mine, Anthony Quarters, said fear is false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. There was a point in World War II when General George Patton went and met with a high-ranking Allied official in Sicily. That man was praising Patton for his courage and his bravery, but Patton told him this. He said, "Sir, I am not a brave man." He said, "I have never been within the sound of a gunshot or in the sight of battle in my whole life that I wasn't so scared that I had sweat in the palms of my hands." Years later, in his autobiography, Patton revealed the secret to his bravery. And here's what he said about it. He said, "I have learned early in my life that I wasn't so scared that I took the counsel of my fears." In other words, I'm not going to follow what my fear is telling me to do. I'm going to do my duty in the face of my fears. It's astonishing how much fears affect our daily decisions. You think about it. How many decisions do you make based on fear? Maybe the negative element of something that what might happen, or something that has happened in the past and may happen again. How many of those fears have actually materialized in your life? Probably very few of them. So how can we diagnose fear when we see it? Well, one of the things we can do is look at the source. Fear can come from a lack of trust in God, or it can come from a belief that God just doesn't have my best in mind. Obviously, He's slipped up. When you fall into one of those mindsets, the key to remember is you're operating in fear, not in trust. Now, as believers, we can overcome our fears if we'll just ask a really simple question each time we seem overcome by a fear. And the question would be this: what would I do in this situation if I were fully trusting God's power and His goodness? What would I do? So the fear comes upon us. Maybe it's the fear of loss. Maybe it's the fear of someone hurting us. Maybe it's a financial loss, a health issue. And we would ask the question, now what would I do here in this situation exactly if I was fully trusting God and I believed that He really had my best interest in mind? What am I going to do? Well, when you answer that, take action. Begin to act upon it, and you'll be on your way to operating free from fear. Let's review that verse again and consider it. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear. It's not the spirit that God's given us. But rather, He's given us a spirit of power, the ability to do the thing, the duty, in the midst of fear. He's given us power, that motivation, the ability to go on with the duty that's ahead, and of love, to do it with a right heart. So I have the strength to do it because He's given me power, and I have the right motivation to do it because He's given me the spirit of love and of a sound mind. I know how I can carry this out because I have carefully thought this through, and I'm going to use sound reason and judgment in the process. Is that how you act when you're afraid? I don't always either. But let's start practicing that and see how well we can do.